chicos, yo soy Lima y nos encontramos en Esencia Oriental y aquí, como pueden ver, no estoy sola, estoy con Alex Delora.
Hello to everyone.
Y volvemos con las entrevistas con Alex Delora. Esta es la segunda entrevista que hacemos. Hace 5 años hicimos una entrevista en la cual yo le hacía las preguntas como siempre hacemos en esta sección. Ella ahora no está entendiendo nada de lo que estoy diciendo en español.
I think she's telling that she will translate to Spanish.
Yes.
Because I spent here 1 month, but I still don't speak Spanish.
Nothing.
Una bolsita, por favor. Because I go for the shopping a lot. Pasa.
Pasa.
Yes. Gracias. De nada.
Ah, good.
Something like this. Yeah. Guagua.
Guagua.
Yes.
Yes. Así que bueno, en el día de hoy vamos a hacer esa segunda entrevista en la cual yo no he hecho las preguntas las han hecho ustedes por mi Instagram, que les he estado preguntando, las tengo en una libretita. Let's go.
It's very interesting because like to have not the normal interview, but to see the interest of the people and what they do really want to know.
Okay, the first one is, how did you start belly dance?
This question I have every time in every one interview. Before the dance, I do the swimming. I was the sport girl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a professional swimmer.
Oh.
And in my childhood, I didn't like to listen to music. So I didn't start really with the dance. And when I finished swimming, when I finished the sport, I found that I want to do something another, but something with more soft atmosphere, because sport has a very big competition. For me, it was enough of this emotional pressure. And I wanted to have something more light, more delicate, more humanity, more soft. And I started to go to the belly dance classes, but for that time, we didn't have the professional classes. It was like fitness belly dance. Mm-hmm. The task of the class was to make us to be tired and to sweat. We didn't learn any rhythms, any choreographies, anything. Yeah. Just we had warming up, very powerful shimmy part. In the shimmy we really sweat, because for that time nobody explained to us that shimmy is about relaxation, not about hard work. We had shimmy, we had squats, sitting down with the shimmy a lot, and then stretching. Yes, after our teacher of this dance, she was performing on the parties, and she met with the gypsy group. And I started to do gypsy dance. I performed in the gypsy group. And in that time, performing with them, I discovered belly dance myself in YouTube, in internet. And I find that the music is very rich, the music is very beautiful. It has different rhythms, it has different styles, it has very rich cultural plast in the dance. And I was involved in this, and I started to discover it more and more and more and more myself. Of course, we all remember this TV novella, Cuál.
Oh yes, you should watch it.
Yes, of course. So I think it was one of the points in my brain also. I think everyone started to do, like our generation started the belly dance, watching, yes. Then Shakira, yes. And also in my family, my grandmother, she's from Middle East. So like from the childhood, I heard this music, I saw this dance a little bit. So in my back mind, it was some picture of the belly dance.
Who was your first teacher in belly dance when you start?
For me, it's very complicated to answer, because it was not something like beginning of real belly dance. The first classes was the fitness belly dance, and I think that my teacher to dance was this woman from gypsy group. It's Lada, her name is Lada, and she taught us to dance. Because before it was just the movement. and it's a very big difference between just a movement and dance. And when we start to dance, it's about the feeling the music, counting, rhythms, styles, feel own body, to translate music through the body. All these things I got in gypsy dance from this woman. So I studied gypsy dance, receiving this base, and to this system I added belly dance myself from YouTube. But I remember that one of the first videos that I saw in internet, like professional dancers, and I was impressed. It was Dina, because I met her video. It was 5 minutes. I didn't know who is this woman. Like, for me, it's just the girl who is dancing, but I still remember this video. She was in the red dress. The video was 5 minutes, and I was impressed that the girl doesn't do anything special. But for me, it's very interesting to watch for her for 5 minutes. It's very complicated to catch the intention from the beginning till the end. And at that moment, I found that there is something else than just the technique. In our fitness belly dance, we were working about the technique, about the sweat. But when I saw this woman, I was impressed that, like, it was something new for me. My world was changed. So I understand that we must learn not only the technique, but also this energy and communication with audience.
Magnetism. Yes,
magnetism, this charisma. Another video which I saw, I remember it was Jelena Carlano, and I was impressed by her technique and by her communication with Isam Hossam.
Yeah.
For me it was very interesting to look to their communication with the musician, and it was the time when I started to dream about the performance with the live music. Then I saw Sadie with her drum solo, and of course the technique, the charisma again, the magnetism, and her way not to be afraid to be different, because she was totally different from everything what I saw before. And one more dancer, she was Turkish dancer from Turkey, Elkin. I have never met her alive and her videos, but she was performing on Igor show, where them performed later, but for that time them I didn't see. I saw Elkin, and for me it was the first time when I see the performance, and I was confused. She was so clear in drum solo, and for me it seemed like it's interesting. If she did choreography for the music, or music was recorded for her dance. And I understand the second part is very absurd. It cannot be like this. It's usually we create choreography, even if we have some special music for us, created for us specially even. But for that time, for me it seems that opposite, that she was dancing and the musician created the music. So it was so clear translation of drum solo sounds to the body movement. So these four dancers, which I saw the first, and they created my vector, I think, the way which I would want to develop too. Later I started to watch more and more videos in YouTube, and I find these things that everyone is different and everyone has the special character, special role on the stage. Every one dancer who I saw was my teacher.
What age did you start dancing?
I started dancing at 19, not at childhood at all. I did the sport, but in dance I arrived in 19, because usually people think that to be a good dancer you need to start from the childhood.
I don't think about this. I started dancing when I'm 3 years old in ballet, and I'm not a professional ballet dancer because I left when I'm 16 or 17. I can't remember. The age is not the most important to be a great dancer or a professional ballet to be?
Agree with you, yes. So, like, if you ask this to know if it's not too late to start for you or for your children, it's never late.
Yes.
Just start.
The next question is about your accuracy when you're dancing. How did you get that accuracy when you're dancing? When you do isolation in drum solo, for example?
It's all about the technique. You should to control yourself. You should to control the body position. As usually when we learn drum solo, we are not fixed. At first, we are not fixed on the construction of the music. In the most of the times, it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But drum solo is not about this. The drum solo is about the rhythmic picture, and we must be able to spell it before we do it. And then it's body position. You should to keep soft knees. And one more detail which you never pay attention is the head. You must to keep your head stable. Because even if you do isolation between hips and chest, it's okay. But if your head is jumping, this isolation will not look so good. So you also must to stabilize your head. I found this way for myself when I find these flying steps. And I see like, okay, the magic is that the head doesn't move. And what if to add it to another technique?
Lo sé, esto es una pregunta mía, me estoy saltando el reto. This is my question because
Okay.
I'm so curious with this step, with you doing. When you do this step, you do something special, something magical with your toes?
No, it's just a step, but you must do it small step, and I will show you. On the same time, you must do this step very delicate, changing leg, not getting up with the body weight, but you fix the body weight and like a cat.
Oh.
Cheek, you don't see my hands, cheek, cheek.
This is an informal interview, as you will see, because this is our second interview, so it's so informal.
Yes.
Because we met
In 2016.
I don't know.
The first time I came to
Oh my
Tenerife,
God.
it was 2016, and I remember you in competition.
Oh my God! Alex, oh my God!
But you were so great.
No.
You are very soft in the body. You have very good stretching. So for that time, I saw the big potential in you. And I remember you very well.
Oh my God! Because it was like
7 years.
7 years. My God, there's so much time.
Time is flying.
Time is fine. Another question about your beginnings, because you know my followers love you, but love no to your beginnings. So how long have you been dancing?
Well, I started in 19 and now I'm 34, so it's 15 years.
Wow.
4 years more and I will dance half of my life.
What is your favorite step in ballet dance? If you need to choose one, only one, what is your favorite step?
The flying step.
Y como han podido ver, Alex les ha enseñado su truco especial para ese paso que tanto le gusta, para su paso favorito. What style or genre of ballet dance do you like most? And which is your favorite rhythm of Arabic music?
The style I love so much drum solo, of course. Right now I start to like more tarabs and old songs with the rich music because right now the music in belly dance starts to develop in modern way, and sometimes I catch myself that when I listen to music for belly dance, so what I mean that the develop is so much in front that I start to miss the real Oriental scenes. So tarab for me makes me very happy and I enjoy the About the rhythms, I love so much Seguidores because of this heavy, four-beaten rhythms, like it has enough of time, and heavy elements. I like shifty-telly because it sounds very influenced, very soft and sexy. Yeah, shifty-telly is like this. It's beautiful rhythm. I love that theme so much. It's not the rhythm, but like the way of the music. I love it.
What quality of your personality do you think has helped you to be a great dancer?
I think dreams. I'm 100% dreamer, and passion. I'm 100% passionate person for everything what I do. If I start to do something, I do it till the end. So this is two things which helps me.
How much hours do you dance or training per day?
This question I receive so often from the dancers, from my followers also, but I always tell you that the most important is not how many hours do you train. The most important is how many energy you put inside, how many passion you give to what you do. Sometimes you can train thinking, oh, I will arrive at home, I will prepare something to eat, I will eat. And so your body is working, but your mind is already eating. And it's different things. So sometimes maybe it's better not to overwork your body. So don't train 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 1 month, don't train. But then go and do it with passion. This will be the best training when you are involved with your body and with your brain.
What challenges or difficulties have you found as a belly dancer in other countries?
I don't have any other problems except jet lag. Because all another is okay. And sometimes the problem, like in Asian countries, that they don't speak English. So it's complicated to find a way of communication. Even organizers sometimes don't speak English. So we need to translate with the phone or explain on the fingers or.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes the hard thing for me, here in Canarian Islands you don't understand this because you're relaxed, the schedule, plus minus time, but sometimes in some countries, like in Japan, they are very strict in time. So if we must start at 7:30, for example, then at 7:30 it will start. Not 7:31, 35 or 29, it's 7:30.
They are really punctual.
Yes, and they need to prepare everything. Like I remember the first time when I came to Japan, we had the rehearsal before the show, and they told me, you arrive from this side of the stage, here is the center, you perform here, and you go to another side. Like even these things, they prefer to rehearse.
Wow.
Yeah. And in the end, when all the artists were on the stage all together, and we didn't know how to go from the stage, and I took all the artists, and with the fun we go away. And for organizers, I remember it was shock because it was not rehearsal part. But it's not the difficult things; it's just the new challenges. And when you arrive to a new country, you should to be attentive to this community, to these people, to catch their difference from you, and to try to communicate with them how they like to be more comfortable for them, not to make the troubles.
How many times do you recommend to practice a new choreo or a new sequence to be useful but not exhausted?
I think this is a very personal question. Everyone is different and somebody needs 2 times to remember, somebody needs 5 times to remember. We cannot say the rule here and something very universal. So the person must to understand her own way of learning and getting new information. But what I would advise, yesterday we had a class with the choreography, and it's what I exactly told to the girl, that the most important is not to remember the movements, but to try to understand the music construction. When you understand the logic of the music, you understand how it's built, and you can watch on the music like from the top. You will understand the logic of every one movement in the choreography or in the sequence that you learn.
Which is your favorite Arabic singer?
Well, if you noticed that I don't perform with the songs. So as usually I perform with the music, instrumental music, not with the songs. So I cannot tell you that I have some favorite singer, Arabic or Turkish. And if I like this song today from this singer, it doesn't mean that I will like his next 3 or 5 songs.
Okay. About your brand, how did the idea of the brand?
It's an interesting question because it was not the idea to create the brand from the beginning. The first scene which appeared was the shimmy skirt, and it was in China because I traveled to China a lot. And there is the rule that every time you must to be in different training costumes. Like I traveled there 4 times per year for 7 days, and for like 28 costumes only for China. I should have, and sometimes I travel in different in another countries than China, and between these trips, sometimes I didn't have a lot of time to create new training costumes or to change them, so they could be the same. And at once, I understand that I don't have 7 different new costumes with me, and I was packing very fast, and I just bring the piece of the fabric. I think, okay, I will have something like this. I will create some costume. And then when I arrive, I have free day. I don't have anything to sew, but I have scissors and I have this fabric. I want to do something interesting. And I did the first shimmy skirt for that time.
Oh, yeah.
Like it appeared, the idea appeared in my mind. It was the triangle, our traditional shape. And I went to the class, and the girls tell me like, oh wow, it's a beautiful skirt. But honestly, I still have this my first shimmy skirt. And comparing with these ones that we do now, like with the professional way, they're very ugly. The first one is very ugly. And girls tell me like, oh wow, sell to us this skirt. They think, come on, no. But I received many times these questions later in internet when I start to post the video in this shimmy skirt, but I didn't pay attention on this. Then I start to see that girls start to do something similar for my shimmy skirt. And then one girl from Brazil write me like, I was inspired by your shimmy skirts, and I started my own brand doing the shimmy skirts in another way. She did not like, it was not a copy, it was just like the inspiration. But she told me like, I love it so much, and I would want to tell you thank you. And I think, it's interesting that with my shimmy skirt, girls already start to do a brand, but I don't have my own. And I think, well, I should try to do it too. And we start to do the first shimmy skirt, the first model, then we created 2 warm models, then 2 warm models. It started to be 5 models of shimmy skirts, then we created shimmy pants, then we created Sultana, Leila, Jasmina, and so on, so on, so on. Now we have more training clothes. So it's developing. When we started to do shimmy skirts, like I started with my brand, it was few times that the girls ordered skirt from us, then they block me and start to produce their own shimmy skirt. But I never, like with one girl, I remember I had a conversation about this. I told her, okay, if you want, I will not argue with you about the copies and so on, but do you understand? This is a direct copy, but okay, if you are so passionate to do the shimmy skirts, let's be a collaboration. Let's do it together. Let's work together. So it's still my idea, shimmy skirt, but if you can do it, super. Let's do the department in your country. But no, they didn't go to the conversation. They didn't want to talk. And I thought, okay, I will not spend my energy for this. We just continue to work, and now we have shimmy pants, which is very complicated work. So I didn't see yet that somebody tried to copy this, because even when you see this, you don't understand how to do it. Like, I will tell you more later. In AliExpress we have found our shimmy skirts with my photo, like exactly from my Instagram. It's my photo and photo of Ala Kushnir. And I wrote to the shop, like, guys, come on. At first it's our production, but I don't know how to work with this AliExpress things, like to tell them this is not their idea, but at least don't use our photos. If you find this shimmy skirt on AliExpress, it's not our production, even if you see our photos there. We are not responsible for AliExpress. And what I found there, that they said, like, if you order from us, you order the skirt.
Yes.
And in AliExpress, they sell, it was very funny for me, they sell in front part separately and back part separately. So if you want to order the shimmy skirt, like, you need to order 2 pieces if you really want to have the skirt.
Wow! Do you design your costume, or are they made by a designer?
I designed before today. I designed all of my costumes myself, and I did them. I have one costume in collaboration with the designer from Ukraine, Maxim Dubin, and this is our project to create costumes with him, because he's the fashion designer.
Mm-hmm.
He's specialized on the woman corsets, so he really knows how to make woman body to be and all the details made really perfectly there. Like, it's another level of belly dance costumes. And one of the costume I have in collaboration with him, like, to try how it's in the process, how it's in dance, and it's perfect. But when we will start to do this, it will be very high price because of the quality, because of the inside seams, how it's done. The bra is amazing, the fitting, the way how you feel it. Like, he do really perfectly things. But for this child, let's say it's our child, we still work on it, we need a little bit more steps. And right now we start to do the costumes for order. So my last costume, the orange one, the neon orange one, it's from our design, which we do. It's not with Maxim Dubin yet. It's my girls do, so it's like more close to like we get used for belly dance dresses. But again, I'm a dancer and I know how the costume must to fit, because sometimes, especially when we order from Egyptian designers, there are men who work there and they don't know how bra must to fit.
Yeah.
We know how to fix the bra in the best way on the woman body, and that you will feel comfortable, because I'm a dancer and every one costume I check on me.
All of these questions are so interesting.
Yes.
But I think this is so tricky one.
Okay.
How do you prefer live? Creating costumes or dancing?
I think both, because I'm a creative person and the creation for me and costumes and dancing. And when you mix these activities, it's amazing because your brain doesn't get tired from any of these activities.
So you cannot choose.
No, no. I can choose to do both.
Okay, this is the last question. Chicos, esta es la última pregunta. Muchas gracias a todos por participar, por enviarnos las preguntas por Instagram, por participar en esta entrevista tan diferente que tenemos en el canal. Es la primera entrevista en la que ustedes hacen las preguntas. Yo he metido alguna también. Espero que les guste muchísimo este vídeo. Si les ha gustado este vídeo, recuerden darle al botoncito de me gusta, poner en favoritos y por supuesto compartir con todos sus amigos, amigas, con quien ustedes quieran para conocer un poquito más sobre Alex Delora. Les voy a dejar la primera entrevista aquí arriba en las tarjetitas. Y les voy a dejar las redes sociales, por supuesto, de Alex Delora aquí abajo en el comentario fijado. También las redes sociales de su tienda.
I want to tell thank you to everyone who write your questions because it was very interesting and I appreciate your attention. Thanks for Kyra that she makes our communication in this way. You send the question to her and she asked this question from me, and I wish you enjoyed and see you in some next videos with Kyra.
Aparte de la entrevista, les voy a dejar también los vídeos en los que ha salido Alex Delora, porque tenemos vídeos de la jafla de Alex Delora de noviembre. There are lots of videos here with Alex Delora, so you can watch it. Les mando un beso muy grande. ¡Mua, mua! Y nos vemos muy pronto aquí en Esencia Oriental. ¡Chao! ¡Chao! ¡Adiós! You're so nature, like it's my home, and you.
Yes, maybe for me it's because I'm at home.
Yeah.
And for you it's interview and you are not in your
You're
place.
so natural, but in the other interview we are so.
Because we were on not
Yes.
place, in the elevator, so people are walking. Yeah.
There are country here, country here, and the question there.
Like this.
I need to be serious. Oh my god, I can. Because there are two languages in the same video, so it's like, oh my god. Yes, it's so complicated. Oh, it's so dark. Oh, yeah. Alex, you... and you do. You. Oh my god! I need to drink water.
Okay, so you drink water, I look on the picture. It would be very beautiful.
Perfect. Ella me está recolocando todo. Okay. Oh yes, it's more comfortable.
Yes, because we sit like this in the chair.
We finish like this. It's so perfect, the atmosphere and the lights.
Just this is scene, and I think we do a good picture.
Yes,
Audience.
a professional image.
Now it's very beautiful.
Oh, good. Good.